Okay, so I'm a bit amazed and shocked, and I really should be gloating about how Naruto, I should say, excuse me, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex is kind of going a little bit in the direction that I pretty much stated that it would, with some variations. However, Naruto Explained brought up another situation. And once again, I'm going to reply to it. So, let's get to it. Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is your Anime Legacy in the Anime Lounge, and today I'm going to talk about Naruto and Hinata being unsealed from the Daikoken dimension and how I believe it should go. Because Naruto Explained just talked about it in his video about how he feels like this could expose Kawaki. But whereas he talked about it from a perspective of, oh well, Cole was affected by the omnipetence in another dimension, I want to say that while I do believe it's a possibility that Naruto and Hinata could be affected by the omnipotence, I would say that maybe Ishiki's dimension that he's in is probably a more advanced one, and they may not be. And if they are affected and Boruto doesn't answer Shikamaru in the affirmative, why I think that's a bad thing. Now, do I think Naruto and Hinata are affected by the Daikoken dimension? I would say, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Because personally, I think Ishiki's dimension and not the flashback dimension that Naruto Explained talks about when Cole was talking to Ishiki. And the truth of the matter is, I think he's a little bit off on that, because Cole talked to Ishiki before he released Ada and Omnipotence. I think he's a little bit off in that. We don't know if Naruto and Hinata are affected by the Daikoken dimension, by omnipotence in the Daikoken dimension, because Naruto and Hinata were sealed away before omnipotence happened. So we don't know. When Cole talked to Ishiki, that was before Ada was released. That was before omnipotence. Cole wasn't in another dimension when omnipotence happened. He was probably making them claw grind. He was probably off, in the hideout where they found the claw grinds, turned the Ten Tails into claw grinds. So there's a possibility that you may not be affected by the omnipotence. Now, I remember that stuff, and I'm saying this stuff because I remember it from the manga. That was before the whole conversation that Cole had with Ishiki, which is why what things he cites about Code being affected by the omnipotence, it means that Code that happened before omnipotence and Ada was even a thing. And Code was in his hideout. So obviously anything that happens on this plane of existence probably is obviously going to affect anybody on this plane of existence. Naruto and Hinata are on another plane of existence. They are in the Daikoku dimension, so they exist outside of our normal space-time. And so we'll see how that happens. Personally, me, I don't want them to be affected by it, and I'll get to that in a minute. That's the reason why. But let's just say that they are. Then it's interesting writing, and it would add more layers to the suffering of Boruto. But I personally think that that's a path that should never be gone down, unless you're gonna have Boruto answer in the affirmative to Shikamaru's question of whether or not he and Kawaki's memories have been switched. And the reason for that is well, basically what I said. Well, basically what I said, if you go on my e-blog and look at the Cody Rhodes situation in finishing his story, or I should say, what I'm going to say, because I don't believe I said that in there, and that's basically suffering for the sake of suffering. A lot of people are mad right now, and again, go check out my e-blog channel for my thoughts on that, about Cody Rhodes possibly being passed up at WrestleMania for The Rock versus Roman Reigns. And like others have stated in other videos that I can't mention, they was like, no, Cody shouldn't have won last year because he needed to suffer more. And all we got this year was a bunch of matches with Judgment Day. And now, because the Royal Rumble happened and Cody got that Royal Rumble win, now people think that Cody should just finish his story, go on and beat Roman, which isn't going to happen, but it is what it is. The reason I say that is to say this, is that like the person who this video I actually watched said, you get too cute. And much like another character who I'll mention, 616 Peter Parker, you get to the point of, if Boruto says no to Shikamaru's answer and Naruto and Hinata are affected by omnipotence, you get to the point of, okay, where's the line of demarcation? When does the hero's suffering end? I mean, I get it. We hate, much like Nasa and Black Clover, we hate the goody-goody. We hate the guy who walked down the right path. Here's the problem. Boruto never did that. Boruto cheated on the test. He's not a goody-goody. He doesn't do everything the supposed right way. So there's no reason to just try to drag this man in the mud just for the sake of, we don't like the fact that he didn't come out, calling Naruto the greatest thing that happened to sliced bread when Naruto wasn't treating him and his sister right. So now he's got to suffer and suffer and suffer. And it's like it becomes a thing of, we're just making this character suffer for the sake of suffering. That's suffer for the sake of suffering's sake, which is what everybody hates right now about 616 Peter Parker. It's like, okay, he's suffering, but when does he win? When does he get, okay, he lost Mary Jane to a dude who basically, again, gave himself a haircut and cleaned himself up and came out of his mama's basement. So, where's Peter's rebound girl? When does he get to have a stable job? When does he get to have a family? When does he win? And what is all his suffering for? You ain't suffering to make Miles better, because I ain't seen nothing about anybody doing anything special with Miles outside of making him and Peter be the spectacular Spider-Man or whatever. Other than that, I ain't seen Miles do nothing. They ain't done Miles right either. With nothing that's going on. He ain't doing nothing big. What he doing? So you're not making Peter suffer to make Miles better, which shouldn't be how you bring up Miles anyway. And you're not making Peter suffer to make 616 Peter Parker grow. It's just like you bullying the character for no reason. And that's the same thing that could happen with Boruto if he doesn't say yes to Shikamaru when Shikamaru asked him about the memory swap and Hinata and Naruto being affected by omnipotence. Now, if Naruto and Hinata are not affected by omnipotence and Boruto says no, I think this is wonderful writing. This is wonderful, great writing, because not only is it a great swerve because we already had Damon being my spirit animal and basically, or being my spirit avatar in the series, and basically saying what I said in my reviews is that them Shinju showing up asking about Kawaki, asking about Kawaki in the village about Naruto and trying to devour him is going to raise questions in people's heads about, wait a minute, Kawaki told us Naruto was dead. But these Shinju keeps insisting that this man is alive. So we need to ask Kawaki some questions here. And that's having Naruto, the person that you're trying to protect, rip everything from you and sending you down that path of darkness because you threatened his firstborn would be great storytelling. That would be great storytelling. And it wouldn't even have to be Naruto. It would just be basically Hinata, coming out after being in that situation, seeing the scar on her son's face and just running up to him crying and hugging him, and Boruto just holding her as she just cries, so happy to see her son and calling him son, and that just being what exposes Kawaki, because this is his mother calling her son. That would be wonderful writing right there. That would be wonderful writing. Great writing. And then everybody just started giving Kawaki the side eye, like, why? And then she's sitting up there screaming and hollering at everybody, like, how could you be trying to kill my son? How can you not see Boruto as my son? This is my son. That would be so wonderful. And I mean, even when just think about how that would be if it got animated. And how we'd all be like cheering Hinata on, like, yeah, that's right. Tell her again, that's right. Mama don't lie about her children. You done, Kawaki. Just peak writing right there. But, that's just my opinion. If you like anything you heard or want to comment on my thought on this topic, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment on my page, and I'll catch you in the next one.